Hey, we were playing you some retro stuff from our earlier days. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Sarah got home, and I had to interrupt the show. We were DDoSed, and it shut down our show. So we're back with part two now.
So Sarah's home. Let's shut down the show.
Well, I had to shut down the show, ironically, and Sarah walked in the door, so it's perfect timing. I'm going to leave you to Sarah. She'll talk to you guys about. I talked about you going to that meeting today on carbon pricing. And
CCL.
Yeah, and I felt that, if they have to use chard in soil and have to make chard by burning wood, there's a problem there with that. Okay, Bob, behave yourself over there. Okay, no saying anything nasty. Okay.
Well, tell me your wife's username, and I will unban her over there if that happens.
Exactly.
Because David doesn't have mods at Vaughn, so maybe David banned her? Maybe. Genius says I will behave. I don't know. So, do you know her username? I can unban that. There are no mods over there. So, hi, but I don't think there's any mods. There's mods at iVlog, but hi, Bob. I don't know if you heard anything I just said, but anyway, Genius says I will behave, and I don't know what your wife's username is. Thanks. I'm glad you like my Christmas apparel. It's like just a warm little hoodie. I guess it's the best way to call it. You don't really engage with half of the chatters here these days. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's all good. You're asking your wife for a username so I can unban it. It would be great to offer colonoscopies. I don't know if that, I think it's a good thing to get colonoscopies done, but I don't know about that on the mobile medical unit. Maybe. Laura Locks, that's her name. Okay. Okay, that name is unbanned, so you can tell her that. Are gonna go show us to your wife? Show her your wife to us? Whatever. Anyway, I don't know, Army King. I have no idea. He was looking around like my wife's looking at me, and then he went off the air. I've seen better days down in California. I was dancing to some song like that earlier, but not at the ugly Christmas, the ugly sweater party. Didn't have any music, really. I've decided that I really like dancing. Oh, thanks so much for letting us know that, Colin. Yeah. Sarah. Don't worry, be happy's here. Ah, got it. I look like I'm ready for bed. And I pretty much am ready for bed. But I also wore this to a party. It is pretty comfy. Well, you had a dream. You dreamt you saw an angel. You flew in the sky, then got back to the ground. You found some whole 4% milk, probably the wrong milk, but you saw Sponheim and a crowd, and you gave them the milk. Wow. Interesting. Did I pay for VIP on Vaughn? No, somebody gifted it to us, I guess. Somebody else paid so that they could be on cam. I can't dance, I can't sing. I think I like to dance, even if I'm not that good. I used to love, I think that's the thing I used to do is like, I used to go dancing every weekend. So fun. When I was a teenager. That was a long time ago. Yeah, as soon as my teen years were over, when I turned 20, I guess I stopped going dancing. No, mine are way down there, like off camera. You can't see anything. That would be weird to have something up here. I guess some people do. I just have this long space. All right. I agree. It is about the pelvis and the hips. It's not the feet. True. I like that dance like nobody is watching. Is that Michael Jackson? Oh, that was the Michael Jackson. Yeah. But yeah, that's the way to do it. Anyway. But good to know that I like it that much. I'd be one of those like old people dancing. That's okay. Actually, my friend's like 60 and I know she likes to go dancing still. That's what I'll be like. I will like to go dancing even when I'm 60 or 65. Aw, thanks, Marina Wolf. How's everything on the water? Are you still on the water? You were living on the water, I think, at one point. Everyone calls you Stink instead of Colon. You don't want me to have my own name for you, Colon? Your couch potato not a dancer. That's a thing, yeah. When you get a move with dancing, you are right. There's a lot of exercise to that. You know, who was it? There was this actress who tended to gain a lot of weight, and then she was on Dancing with the Stars and her weight just peeled off of her. Oh, okay. All right. On the other side of the border. Nice. Oh, I think I would like that. You're right, Marina Wolf. I probably would like that. Can you salsa dance to music besides the salsa? Like, just salsa dance to any kind of music? I just get to grooves and, like, let my body move to the music. Yes, okay. And, well, he always told me he really wasn't Army King, so anything that has an 8-beat groove. Oh, okay. What a sweet statement. Don't worry, be happy. Sweet statement. Meringue? Meringue? Meringue. Yeah, that is very sweet. Slow dancing, moving to the music. Merengue, yeah. Salsa, samba, bachata. I've never taken any dance classes. but I always like it anyway. There's a cool dance on it was on an episode of Amazing Race where they're like, there's was it in China? But it was like it looked like they were slow walking out, and then they're like do 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 do. Like it was like an 8-beat, but the first 8 beats were like move your leg up, out, out, down, and that was like da 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 da, and then it was like boom 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 boom. They had to do all these memorized ones. It was really cool. Chase Window is watching us at Periscope. Huh, interesting. Okay. You take a class of the fundamentals, see if it rocks your world. This is a unique occasion. You dance. You're not some sort of dancer. You dance. That's very cool. So is it you like somebody else to lead? Is that what you said, with a strong lead with good chemistry? Yeah. That's true. If you're partner dancing, you need a lead. Yep, that's true. So you basically mirror. If you weren't doing like a train dance, would you just mirror them? No, I mean, unless you're touching and exchanging bodily fluids. Like, I mean, never mind. And the lover guy. Who are you talking about, Anita? They maybe they're trolling. I don't know if they're trolling you, or if they're sending you PMs, just ignore them. Yeah, that's true. I guess this is one night that there are a lot of ladies in the chat. We've got Soul Child, who's a woman. Marina Wolf, that's a woman. Yeah. I get it. The chat room people. David's not cleaning. He doesn't have an industrial pasta maker. He might seem like it because he does cook a lot of pasta, but but he is cleaning. Yes, we like to submit in a dance. Oh, toward me, Marina, you think? Maybe. Maybe I accept it if I shouldn't. I don't know. True. Being male or female doesn't make you immune from criticism. That's true. That's good. So do you guys have any plans for the holiday? It's coming up pretty soon. Winter break for us. I don't know, do you guys have winter break time off to spend time with your family? Or doing whatever if you don't spend time with family? Saves MGTOW men going their own way, saves the men's lives. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Not when I'm on. Okay, late night chat. True. That's a good idea. Colonoscopies can save people's lives. I don't know about MGTOW saving someone's life, though. How? Like, my understanding is like men. I understand it's men going their own way, but it's like, isn't it related to like incels or not? It's anti-feminist. MGTOW is anti-feminist. I didn't realize that. These advocates for men to separate themselves from a society which they see as harmful to men, and particularly to eschew marriage and cohabitation. They purport to focus on men's self-ownership rather than changing the status quo through activism and protest. The Southern Poverty Law Center places it on the borders of the hateful incel community. Wow. This is according to Wikipedia. It's a result of Trump Charter says it's a result of an unrestrained court system out to divorce rape men. Like, leave men, divorce them.
See if you eat some of your food. See.
I didn't know the incel community. I guess the incel community is hateful. I didn't know that the incel community was hateful. That's weird. This is true. MGTOWs advocate male separatism and believe society has been corrupted by feminism. They posit feminism has made women dangerous to men. They say male self-preservation requires disassociating completely from women. Wow. Rejection of relationships. They have marriage strikes. Wow. Thank you. All right. The hate part isn't exactly true. We just went our own ways. No hate, just went her own way. People try to paint a different picture of what they are. We just left the farm. We left the plantation. I understand, Marina Wolf, you're saying that late at night, like after I give David a break, this show tends to become, the tone of the show seems to become misogynist in nature, that not necessarily anything Dave says, but it tends to attract, and not necessarily not anything Army King said, but it tends to attract a certain group that is against females. Is that the MGTOW group? The chatters can be anti-female and judgy. Maybe it is the MGTOW group, because, I mean, it is pretty interesting. So I'm reading from Wikipedia, men going their own way. MGTOWs believe that there is a systemic gynocentric bias against men, including double standards in gender roles, bias against men in family courts, lack of concern for men falsely accused of rape, lack of consequences for their accusers. Some self-identified MGTOWs see women as gamous, and manipulative. Wow. That's quite a comment in from one person's perspective, that's what they see. I'm friendly toward everyone, Joe. Okay. Women and their feminism, Trump Tardo says, gives men a reason to leave the farm. Men went their own way and there's no turning back. The genie has been let out of the bottle and it's shaped our American economy. Interesting. Are you still in Florida, Glenn Bergdorf? Did you join the Army or were you in the Army before? Yes, I do remember that. So, Trump Tardo, are you the monk mode MGTOW? I'm just reading from Wikipedia. I'm trying to educate myself on this point of view. Oh, some feminists even bully women is what you said? Yes, that's true. Some children are growing up without father figures in their lives. Yeah, men do make contributions every day. You will be considered a full-blown monk. You're not now. I guess you're not now. You're talking to me, so maybe... I don't know. There are... Yes, men have a lot of feelings. I agree with don't worry, be happy. I agree. I don't support far left feminism either. I agree. I think though it's good for, okay, thanks Trump Tardo. I think it's good that people both share their experiences and talk about their feelings, and men feeling left out, victimized almost. Yeah, maybe victimized. And women feeling victimized. I mean, both feeling sad and lonely and isolated. And I feel fortunate, I guess. I feel David and I are probably going to be a rare couple that lasts forever, probably, maybe. But it takes, one, dedication, and two, work, I would say. If men go their own way, they're called incels and told it isn't their choice. It isn't their choice? No, I'm not on here that much. You wish we could explore more fully the neo-Marxism that's being taught in universities right now. David likes to talk about that. He definitely experienced it. I don't know if I really experienced it. I had a unique university experience, maybe a little bit, but I went to a community college where I got my associate's degree. Then I went to a college to be a teacher. And then yeah, but that's not true, Army King. I think that there are men out there that, I do think there's this socialization that has happened where sadly women were told to expect something of men, and I don't know. Now they're teaching people to be activists. Wow. Yeah. That makes sense, Howie. That is so... You probably, I mean, from your perspective, you probably are right, Howie. For me, that's so sad because I'm like the complete opposite type of person. But maybe I'm not. I mean, you're making me like realize like maybe I'm just like that, like you're saying. That makes me sad. You know what I just heard tonight? Don't worry, be happy, that in Washington State, you have to have a parenting plan in place before you can have a divorce go through if you have children involved. Man shaming. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah. Well, I didn't realize, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that the incel term was a slur. I thought that the incel term was used by men to describe their own situation, like they were calling themselves involuntary celibates, and that they were explaining like they don't want to be celibate, but they are celibate because they can't find someone to be with, and they don't necessarily want to just settle for anyone. Yeah.
Oh, that was an ordeal. Wow. Thanks for the food. That was tasty. I had a portion of it and left the rest in the fridge. That was good.
Oh, good. Did something spill or fall or something?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was a tragedy. I was going to put the spent cat food in the compost bin, and I lifted the cover, and the whole compost bin went all over the kitchen floor. So here I was with all the compost all over the floor. So I swept it up, put it in the compost bin, wiped down the floor, washed it.
Wow. So you had spilled the compost all over the
Yeah, it was just strewn along like a
God.
10-foot area. It's like,
God,
oh,
I'm
nice.
so sorry that happened.
Well, that's okay. It's no big deal.
Thank you for cleaning it up.
What do you mean, shame on me, Army King?
No, they're not.
Oh.
It's not saying shame on you.
Oh, shame on Marina.
There's this big conversation going on in the chat room.
What's it about?
Marina Wolf is a female
Yeah.
and feels, and Army King's a guy, but there's this big conversation that Marina and Army Wolf, well, Marina was talking to me, or trying to talk to me, but Army King interjected, but
Yeah.
she feels like sometimes late at night, not to say this pertains to any person in the chat,
Yeah.
is that
Dave allows females to be hated in this room?
she feels like the late night chat can seems to become misogynist in nature. Not that you have
No, not
say
me.
anything misogynist,
Right.
and not that Army King does, but
No.
she's just saying that it tends to become misogynist in nature, and like there seems to be a thing about hating on women.
Right.
And then we were talking, Army King was saying he completely disagrees, and that David is, is not for that. And then there was a thing about, who was it?
Caitlyn Jenner?
No,
Oh.
not Caitlyn Jenner.
Just thought I threw that name out.
Trump Tardo was talking about
there.
the MGTOW movement, and then I started reading about men going their own way on,
Oh, yeah.
on
It's,
Wikipedia
They're so burnt out. They're
but
jaded.
it's just it is sad, but it's also like then Howie was talking, and I feel like everybody has their own perspective and their own like
Personal
hurts
take,
and
yeah.
hates, and it's true that I do think like being in a long-term relationship is very rare these days.
It is.
And it's very, I mean,
You
your
work at it,
parents really
Oh,
like
yeah. They worked at it.
they were together. I don't know if they were happy. I mean,
Well,
it's-
my parents had a rocky romance. They had an incredible dreamlike romance the first year, as my dad described it. My mother and father married for good looks, really. I mean, my mother was attracted to my father was attracted to my mother, but by the time the year was over, the honeymoon was over, and it became obvious to my dad that my mom was not a neat freak, and my dad was much more neat, and that was a big bone of contention in the
probably the
relationship.
same with us. Like
It's not.
I'm
No, we don't have that problem. But the issue was that my mother never really cleaned up the kitchen area, and my dad had this big thing about wanting a clean area to live in.
Yeah.
And it became kind of a nonstop disagreement that evolved into she didn't follow his way of living financially. She was much more spendy, whereas he was more cautious like I am. And you and I work really well together with savings and funding, and my dad even said we're like two peas in a pod that way, Sarah and I, but we never had the conflict my parents had. So that was a kind of a good thing. But you have to actually work on developing a long-term relationship. It's not something that just happens automatically. And you MGTOWs are like so deep into your own world that
A lot of it has to do with a lot of hurt and
yeah.
hate, and maybe it's true. I mean, Howie, says the same thing he says about women. But I think that stems from a lot of personal hurt and
Oh yeah. The MGTOW feeling is about betrayal, and men feeling
Yeah.
like they're getting the raw end of the deal. And they have to. There's so much expectation for men to be performing at a certain level in order to meet women's standards today, that most men are just like, hey, screw that, I don't care, you know. And that's really the problem. The divide is in that men don't care, and they're not going to change, and women want them to, and that's not going to happen.
But when you say we all get hurt in relationships and it's how you grow and take that forward that makes the next one more rich, that's what one of Howie's contentions. He was saying that he felt, at least my understanding of what Howie says, I may have misinterpreted, is that sometimes women are in a relationship and then they move on to like some other guy that because the other guy offers them more something or whatever. I think
it's devastating. It's absolutely devastating. And this is the big thing that men have been jilted that way, they are so gun shy of meeting a new person that they really don't even go out of their safety zone. And even myself included, I was burned in really, really early on in a bad relationship at the age of 18.
I think it takes. Never mind.
Well, the reality is men have to open up and women have to open up to the idea of being together. Whereas now I almost get this vibe when I'm going into coffee shops that it's like this, I'm interested in you, but I don't know how screwed up this will get kind of thing. It's like, I want to talk, but I know this could be weird and we may not like each other. It's like they've already gone through the cycle of a relationship when they look at each other.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're afraid, but they want.
And it's hard to even meet someone because everybody's so into their phones now. And,
yeah.
And then, but you say, well, the thing is, I would say, Marina, that your point was like, it's not just women that move on. Sometimes men move on, whatever. But I think it takes, that's what I was going to say. It takes work to stay. It takes like a personal like dedication, like even as Howie says, whatever gets you all tingly, you're like, I'm dedicated to this person no matter what in life, and you just stay with that regardless.
Now, Petoro is unfortunately asking Juan Gabriel to come up with answers, even though Juan Gabriel passed away. So, Petoro, I think you need to get to the reality plane that we're on as opposed to the fantasy plane that you're on. Yeah. Juan Gabriel is not a woman, he's a dude, and he passed away. You have to deal with that reality.
Sometimes you want both of those things at the same time, Marina.
You have to commit to the idea that you want to compromise in the relationship. Now, many of you are like, whoa, I'm not going to compromise. No, this is like, I'm not going to settle, dude. You have to learn to compromise to be in a relationship, period. You just have to. It's a requirement. Otherwise, you live in constant anger and resentment, and that's no fun. Ignore Stinky. He's off in his own tangent. Howie, we don't want to hear about women and their body habits. You know, I made the point that women are trying to avoid toxicity. A lot of the tap water out there is toxic, so taking showers every day is...
That.
Well, the thing is, Sarah and I don't want children. We've decided together. It wasn't like I convinced her or she convinced me. We both said, this makes sense for us. We don't want children. It would be a terrible inconvenience for us to do a show and have kids. I would feel like a bad father if I wasn't in the living room playing Xbox or whatever with my kid.
I am one of those women, Howie. I'm one of the 4 out of the 5. I tend to floss every day, though.
There are women that wash their bodies whenever they want because they don't go around sweating all the time and working out. And physical involvement is not, unless you're out there doing 10K runs, you're not going to go, And yeah, why should we defend our own personal hygiene issues? That's not on trial here. Donald Trump is going to be on trial, and apparently Mitch McConnell already decided he's innocent. So I don't even know why the Senate's going to even talk, because Mitch McConnell, who's working for Russia, gets to decide the outcome of this.
Glenn Bergdorf, I thought you were married.
Yeah, Glenn Bergdorf is married, or he was, and he has 4 kids, or 5 kids. Maybe that'll change the past 8 years, Sarah.
Oh, okay.
There is no train.
Train?
If you don't pass
Okay.
on your genetics, you miss the life train. This isn't some competition to see who can survive the longest with their genes accelerating forward. It really isn't. We collectively, as a human species, are killing each other off. This is not. There's more than enough people on the planet to sustain our population genetically. Tiddly D says kids poop everywhere and cry on planes. Yeah, and they're very embarrassing when you go to a restaurant. They're crying all the time. All right, enjoy your life with a robot.
Competition.
He's going to get involved with a robot. That's his big thing in life. You're missing out, Trump Tardo.
Yeah.
The idea of having kids when you don't have the money or the finances to really pay for their education is a bad decision. Don't have a kid unless you're willing to pay $300,000 to carry them from day one all the way to a 2-year college degree. I'd say 4-year college degree, but I'm afraid that wouldn't even cover it. $300,000 should cover your children to get an AA degree at a local college. Put that in mind, okay? Howie, please don't talk about your sex with your girlfriend. Try to talk about politics, okay? Not the blow-up doll you met at the store.
Does it work out for you, Howie? Do you prefer that over... Oh, you couldn't. Never mind. I didn't read your previous chat message. I got it now.
The reason why I have Tesla's dome behind me is because it's emanating energy in the room. You can feel
Sammy's
it.
dad, I totally love grammar, but I definitely mix those up sometimes. Then and than.
Then.
Yeah.
Then. Well, I'll be right back to give you guys a little extra because we started a little
Okay.
late, and I'll be closing up the show.
Yes, it does look that way. Yeah, I've decided children aren't in my future. Than is greater than then. More than then. Greater than, more than. I usually get it right with more than and greater than, but it's just a then.
Well,
Yes,
I
than is always a comparison.
think we may have one more episode of Walking Dead in us tonight, maybe,
Okay.
if you're up to it. We're doing the Walking Dead on the weekends, and we left 2 episodes of.
I think that's when I decided that too, Marina.
We left 2 episodes of. Yeah, the Game of Thrones. So the final 2 episodes we haven't seen. We're holding back on that. I was hoping to find season 8 CD out there, but I haven't, or DVD. I haven't found one yet. Oh no! Please don't send your ideal blow-up doll to the show. We don't want to see
Howie
it.
said he's never done that. I don't think he wants. He said he would never do that too.
He's looking for blow-up dolls.
But he wants a woman that just doesn't have all this like product everywhere, like makeup and perfume all over the sink.
Oh, no.
I hate that too, but my sink is like that right now.
It's not at all. Hardly. You have a very nice sink, and it's a
That's
clean
not-
sink too. And I clean it all the time. So
I know.
I wouldn't feel bad about anything. The thing is, Howie wants somebody who doesn't smell. And what that means to Howie is bizarre. I mean, anybody could say that.
Smell like perfume or smell like body odor? Actually,
you don't want to get into that conversation.
Actually, you know what?
That's not a good
No.
conversation. What?
Seriously, I do. Because there was this dating thing in LA where you like it's like you date based on the scent
the
of
pheromone
clothes.
speed dating.
Yeah, there's pheromone speed dating.
Wow.
So you take like a shirt that you've worn all day and then you put it in a bag and they give you a number.
Okay.
And then they have like a display of people and their number. And so you just smell the bag. First you go and smell all the bags and you're like, ooh, I really like this person, this smell.
Yeah.
And so you find a smell that you like, and then you look at the picture and you're like, oh, that's the person I want to go talk to. And you go find that person.
Oh.
And then it's like you're dating based on the pheromones that have attracted you in the first place.
It's an odd idea.
It's really interesting.
I can see how it could evolve in Tokyo with all these guys going to, machines to get underwear. Have you heard about that?
I have actually.
Guys pay a
I've heard
premium
it
for
from you.
Well, they pay for underwear in Japan. Guys do because they're so desperate for that.
Yes, that's what we've been watching. Walking Dead, really.
Yeah, I was having lunch today. I was eating my lasagna from my Thursday show, and I was saying, this Walking Dead show is great for my appetite. Really makes me want to eat. Here I am eating my lasagna, watching these Walking Dead things walking around.
It's spelled pheromone like I just typed.
Yeah,
You
pheromone.
should totally look into that, though, Howie. I mean, because you're really stuck on the smell.
Yeah.
And maybe you find the smell of the woman. Like, that's the thing. That most women, you don't like their smell. So you go to that pheromone thing and you can find a smell that you do like.
Look up pheromone speed dating in LA and then go there and you might just
look it up for
oh
you.
no. So you're actually going to help this guy? Honey, he's going to
Where
spend
is
his
he
whole
in?
time in some
Oh,
adult
see,
bookstore. I mean, he'll never get out of LA. Once he stays there, he'll realize, wow, that's the place to hang out. Generation Kill is a good series. Really? Generation Kill. I will look into that. Should I write that down? Generation Kill. I'll remember it. Memorizing Generation Kill.
Here's an article about it in The Guardian.
Here you go. Sarah's got an article for you on the pheromone parties that are really taking off in areas like hell.
Oh, there's a site.
There's a site, pheromoneparties.com. I mean, who doesn't want to go there? You hate your hubby's natural smell? Well, how do you think he likes your stoma bag leaking? Come on.
She already said that was her natural smell.
Your stoma bag is your natural smell.
Yeah, it's a matchmaking experiment based on scent.
I like Marvel, yeah. What do you got, Glenn? Jessica Jones, I just finished that show. I haven't seen the new ones, though, yet.
Yeah, I like the way David smells.
And your clothing smells incredible. In fact, this new thing that you got at Walmart is really funny looking. Is that a cat?
That was a cat, yes. She's right behind you.
She just ran right behind me. It's like, what are you doing? You're like racing in the house. You had your dinner, and now you're like a young little kitty.
Yeah, I mean, that way you can just get it out there. Like, I like the way you smell. I don't like the way you smell. And, like, just move on. Because obviously, if you don't like the way they smell, you're not going to want to cuddle with them later, like Anita.
Yeah. Now I'm working on my new cologne, Devoy, it's called. And it will be developed with a little bit of the fruit enzyme spray in it. Because I smell like fruit enzyme spray wherever I go.
Actually, I don't know.
You know that Petoris said that he has a buyer for this product. If I want to sell it, an entire store in Italy wants to put it out there. Yeah, I was going to tell you that earlier that they could be offering us a deal on the fruit enzyme spray. They'll have to manufacture it though. I can only give them the source of the Fountain of Youth water, which is probably worth a lot more than
that's true.
the deal.
That is true.
If I give you the source of the Mountain of Youth water, it would ruin my whole thing. I'd have to ship it to you via secret shipments.
Yeah, he'd have to go to find the Fountain of Youth. He'd have to go to the Fountain of Youth water.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'd have to get a truck and ship it to a different location just to ship it from that secondary location
Yeah, I'd have to
you
hide the
because
origin.
just to hide the origin of the Fountain of Youth.
Exactly, Florida. And I don't want anyone to know where it's located.
Everybody knows it's in Florida.
I know, but it was hard to find with the anacondas that we had to get through. And those mosquitoes. God, those mosquitoes were terrible.
My goodness. I've decided that it's not worth it to me. I think I've already had enough Fountain of Youth water.
Okay. She doesn't want anything on her face.
It's not that I don't want to live forever, even though I don't really. I don't know.
What if I got you some dabs of Fountain of Youth, like applicators? It's like to douse
kind
in.
of like.
Don't you want to live forever?
Scary. I don't know. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't even know.
Okay, well, I have to stay young in order to beat whoever's running in 2088.
He has to stay young because I'm 18 years younger than him.
That's right. Yeah, that's a tough one. You have to always work out. But no, seriously, the idea is to lower your guard. Number one, when meeting somebody openly, you're going to have to get past that fear syndrome. And remember, you only have 3 seconds to make a decision as to whether you want to talk to somebody. Because within that 3 seconds, they'll know that you're either afraid to talk to them.
You just have this high expectation for women, which is fine. You just don't. You probably won't find a woman that meets your expectations. So, oh well.
No, I'm 18 years older than Sarah. I was born in 1960 and she was born in 78. Stop rubbing her.
Why not?
Sorry.
Why?
Sorry.
That was nice. Oh, look.
What's
what
that?
happened there?
I don't know. I think our video went down or something.
Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah, it went to somewhere else. See, they monetize those chat rooms with people in them. Well, if the shoulder itself is not considered a bad zone. So if you go like this to somebody, it's not exactly sexual harassment. Based on various human interactions and litigation pending regarding certain things. If however, I went to here and opened up her set, I said, oh, there's something, your label's showing. That would be sexual harassment.
Why?
Because it's too close to your neck area, which is an erogenous zone.
Oh.
I just made that up.
Okay. But I did like you touching.
Well, I know, that's the point. I mean, if you go like up here, that's sexual harassment.
Okay.
But if you go like this, hi,
hey,
my
Eric,
name's Dave.
How are you? Eric.
Hi, my name's Dave.
Zacharinsky. Your fault, then you're not a victim.
Yeah, if that's what you're asking for, then you're not a victim. So we'll have to look up Generation Kill. Is that on Netflix, Tiddly D?
Probably.
You know, we just ran some stats. We found out that 168 million people in America watch Netflix almost daily.
Wow.
It's almost like
You
over
think they
half
have
the
a
population is watching Netflix.
Competitive, durable advantage. They're going to be around forever. Maybe they are.
Well, Harl Icon hit them bottom when they were
He says it's on
$31 a
HBO.
share. What are they now?
I don't know.
Well, I think
let me look
I think
it up.
Netflix is at close to what, 380 or something. He bought it at $31 a share. If you just go to Netflix stock, it'll tell you. But she's going the hard way. She's going to go around through finance.yahoo. And I want to show you that site of all the top picks that billionaires are investing in. Real funny how last thing you sent me had a guy in there with a toilet bowl and he's saying bad words, and I did not like that. I don't think that's the way to get the stock value at that portfolio. I think if you just go to Apple stock in the main search, you'll be fine. Or not Apple, Netflix.
No, it is. You're supposed to be able to type in anything in here.
Well, it's not Charles Schwab.
See, it's right there.
Oh, okay, let's see what it is. I'm still waiting for it to pop up. 298. There you go.
And it's still going up.
It's still going up at 298.
Well, it's kind of flattened.
It dropped quite a bit. It was up higher around 300.
Well, that's 10 a.m. Let's
Yeah.
see, like 5 years.
Well,
See, I feel like it's flattened out.
yeah, it kind of has. Well, I can tell you that Netflix, he got it at $31 a share. He bought $127 million worth of shares.
He got way
and he
when
got 10
it's
times
like-
more than that. So he has
It doesn't even show 5 years ago being sold for $31 a share, so he must have bought it.
It was way earlier. It's remember when they raised their rate? They did this terrible thing when they raised the rate, and everyone said, "Oh, we're not getting Netflix," and they had to lower it. And after that, he bought in on the lowering, and I wouldn't doubt he's pulled $1 billion out of that stock, Carl Icahn. That was a smart move what he did, and it really fortified Netflix's ability to get product. And Carl Icahn
show me that
helped
other
their bottom line in terms of content because they had the money to pay for all this great content. So I'm going to go to bookmarks.
You know who you would probably like, Howie? Marie Kondo. She is a neat person.
Yeah, you might like her as a person, Howie. We're going to try to fix you up, not.
Well, but she has kids and she's married, so you probably wouldn't like her, and she's Japanese. Yeah,
there you go. And she's married. I don't think you and her husband would get along in a relationship with her. Unless, of course, you're like...
That is what I want.
50 top stocks that billionaires love. Do you want to invest like real billionaires? You know, the kinds that have gotten their money from free government grants and kickbacks. Well, this is your opportunity. You know, they talk about the Give Pledge, and Warren Buffett and Mark Zuckerberg, I think Bill Gates did the Give. The Give Pledge is to give away all your money or half your money when you're dead. And I thought, what a terrible thing, you know? Why don't they just give the Give While You're Alive pledge or something?
Alibaba.
Yeah, I would say just give while you're alive as opposed to give after you're dead, you know, because it makes no sense. No one's going to draw any pleasure from giving something once they're dead. Unless, of course, Juan Gabriel would like to, you know, float a loan over here and make us a quickie. No, I'm just kidding. Juan Gabriel, didn't he die pretty poor? He spent all his money on fake brasiers, I think, when he did Dress Up. Well, I would do the Give pledge, but I'm thinking I should just do the Exist pledge. I plan on existing. Okay, Marina is trying to work things out with Trump Tardo. Wow, this is a big moment. Epic, America's third-party chat experience. Don't watch this. I won't. Thank you. Yeah, so all these stocks are definitely possibilities for you. I know that Sarah believes that investing in something is good. We're still looking at rare earth metals, Trump Tardo, and I can't find the special metal that you said was really rare and commonly used. I'm still looking for that. So we haven't yet made our decision on rare earth metals. Yeah, but I still have a good, strong investment in my Y2K canned food collection, which I think is going to go up in value as time goes on, especially if there's no food. Actually, I'm out of my canned food. I'm pretty much done with the Y2K canned food. I've only got the dried rice and the beans and things. Boy, we got a good, healthy, gender non-specific relationship talk going on tonight. It's very good. You know, healthy for all of you to get your words in. Use your words. That terrible woman treated me like, and then you got these women that are like those womanizing men. They're all lies. They're like Greta, you know. How dare you? How dare you mistreat me? Thanks for coming in, Bergdorf. Appreciate it. Yeah, well, I hope things work out with your everything you're doing. Yeah. Len Bergdorf, folks, in the running for my VP position in 2008. Thank you, man, for coming in. Yeah. We probably could have chosen you. It wouldn't have mattered. It would have been just as good. Well, you can clearly say that people are addicted to chat tonight. I can see that. I think they all came together because tonight's a kind of a weekend night, having a discussion about intergender relations. Yeah, it's good. It's healthy. That book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and Transgenders Are From Uranus, that's just been a real big hit.
Oh, some drop frames detected. Okay, anyway, thanks for showing me that.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. And have a great rest of the evening. I'll join you for Walking Dead in about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that book hasn't been written yet. I was thinking of writing it. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus has been written. But the Transgenders Are From Uranus, that has not been written. So please don't get transgendersfromuranus.com. I'm working on getting the website secured right now. Crichton liked it. He thought it was funny. That would have passed the mustard on a Vegas act. Even the delivery was almost perfect timing. It was as good as Jay Leno, I thought. Okay, here you go. Let's take a look at Howie's link, and then we'll move on to the video segment of our show. Two guys rub feet on a rug to create static electricity and light a bulb. This is an interracial or biracial or bigender or gender non-specific experience.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
They did it. That's cool. Oh no, not Bill Nye the Science Guy who got bought off by the GMO companies. No, I'm not making any laws like the Democrats that would force everybody to be regulated. The Democrats want to regulate everything. And they can't even regulate their own diarrhea trickling down their thigh. Yeah, they're got the runs, a lot of them do. They keep taxing everybody. They keep thinking now, this is the new one, carbon pricing. They're afraid to call it carbon taxation because you know you don't like the word taxation. So they come up with a word called carbon pricing. Like we all want to spend money on I mean, they're done taxing everybody, they thought, but no, they come up with a new tax every time. We have a guy in our state of Washington that passed a lockdown on the registration of car vehicle tax. He amazingly passed a $30 car vehicle tax. 57% voted for it. And he's even thinking of running for governor here in Washington. Anyway, he was successful in stopping these Democrats from just charging the hell out of everybody's registration tags. They were coming up with all kinds of weird taxes on hybrids, taxes on all electric vehicles, tax this, tax that. Okay. See? Now Lush Pony's in on it. He's trying to move in on Marina's action and on Frankie's action. Frankie says he's not gay. This has got to be one of the best chats I've seen in a long time. You guys are really going for it over at Vaughn. We've got to knock down WWC, Worldwide Chat Competition going between Lush Pony, Marby King, Samizdat, Marina Wolf, and Reptoid, all in a bat-to-bat chat session, one after the other. Thank you for have negated your own point, Frankie. Not at all, Marina. MGTOW has shaped corporate America as well as the American economy. Yeah. Well, I think we've established a lot of things in our life. One of them is that your time is running out. No matter who you are, the clock's ticking. You better start looking around, because if you're not going to find your significant other within a 5-mile radius of your house, you're screwed. I had to drive 750 miles to meet Sarah. I went out on a limb. I thought, what's the chances I'd meet her, the person I was going to spend my life with? So you guys have to go out to meet them. You ladies don't go out past 5 miles to meet anybody. That's the way it is. It is. It's a love story. And try to avoid robotic love. If you're like our president, you'll find love in all the weirdest places. You'll meet love in the form of a porn stripper named Stormy Daniels. Or maybe you'll meet a woman, a Playboy playmate, Karen McDougal, and she liked him enough to just spend the night with him. And then they were involved with an 8-month relationship. But she said that she was very offended that Donald Trump actually tried to offer her money the first night they were together. So apparently his inability to communicate and the fact that he looks so much like a Down syndrome victim makes you wonder, is this the right guy for our country right now? Is he the guy that's inspiring faith and opportunity for everybody? Is he the guy that's bringing the country together? And I would say he's more like a Down syndrome child. So, and there's nothing wrong with Down syndrome children. They're good people. But should they run the country? I mean, look at that face. You got to admit, there's something going on there. Having mental retardation should not be a deficit for a president. But this is a problem. So I think we've reached the end of the show tonight. We do know that we have to, the Senate has already decided that Mitch McConnell will decide for everybody in the entire country that Trump is innocent and never did anything wrong, even though Mitch McConnell is receiving money from Russia. That's right. Mitch McConnell is on the take. According to fact checking at politifact.com, it's not his biggest donor, but he is getting money from a Russian oligarch. So no wonder Mitch McConnell really wants us to wrap up, because he really is supporting Russia, as is Lindsey Graham, who's met the same guy, Blavatnik, a representative of Oleg Deripaska, the same guy that had all the dirty information. You remember Nastya, the mistress of Deripaska's, that said she had all kinds of information that would reveal, that she would reveal? Yeah. Deripaska. She claimed that she had all the information that would reveal that our government was being altered by the Russian government. Our politics was being controlled, that Trump was owned. And Nastya made a big attempt to get out of that jail in Thailand. Remember her? This is Nastya. Well, she finally got out, and about a year and a half ago, she was held up in Moscow by Oleg Deripaska, the very same person who, this man who bribes our politicians, both Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. That man, Deripaska, is his boss, Blavatnik's boss. Deripaska managed to stop this woman in transit. Here he is with her. You know she had the secrets about Donald Trump at her disposal. He stopped her in transit in Moscow and made sure that she handed him all of the evidence, every last piece of evidence she had that Donald Trump was being controlled by the Russians. Are you beginning to see this loop, the circle that's involved here? Yeah. So these people, Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham, the two key people that Donald Trump says he's working for, pretty much, are working for Russia. Unbelievable. And Bill Barr, it does seem, is working for Russia as well, because he's trying to rewrite the whole thing and act like Trump never did anything wrong. He's trying to erase the truth. Yeah, check this out. William Barr, I think, should recuse himself because he's got too many ties to Jeffrey Epstein and to the Russians. So there's something wrong there, too. Bill Barr is working for the Russians. Yeah. And apparently, to recap, Trump apparently knew everything that Giuliani was doing. He called Giuliani when Giuliani got back from Kiev and asked him, "What did you get? What did you get?" And that's according to Rudy Giuliani. He just told a newspaper that. He told the Wall Street Journal that Trump asked him, "What did you get?" So Trump said he said no, nothing, no quid pro quo, but I want a favor. And then he asked Giuliani when he gets back, "What did you get?" Come on, that's quid pro quo, big time. Okay. You don't follow too closely the news of Trump in America, but I know enough to ask questions. Yeah, that's what we're trying to, just keep an open conversation here, Marina. You know what I'm talking about? You know, everybody in America is centrist, in my opinion. Only the polarization is going on in our Congress. They seem to cling to their parties like no other, and most people are willing to, come to a compromise. So if Nastia could get her information out properly, and if our government had given her protection out of that Thailand jail, we would have never even had this trial. It would have been a slam dunk. Yeah. Nastia. Okay, this concludes another 30-minute extended show. So we wanted to give you a little extra because we were DDoSed right at the end of part 1. Thank you, everybody, for coming into the show and participating in our evening. We will be talking about water in the upcoming shows. Lots of water will be discussed. Water is a big subject around here. And don't kid yourself, water is the future. I believe that fresh water is our biggest goal here on Earth, and America should become a leader in desalination and freshwater retrieval and reclamation. So thank you very much for hanging out and enjoying our show. It's a nonstop effort here to create a third party, and I don't think you realize that this is beyond the scope of most people. We're in a realm all our own. Nobody's done this many broadcasts in the world, and we do it every day without fail. So thank you for coming in and being a participant in the show. I'm Mr. Wright, signing off. I'll talk to you later.